Good morning, everyone. Keith here at Good Heart Church. Mary's behind the camera and on the computer today. Thank you very much for her being here. Want to welcome in all the light spirits that want to be with us. And we're going to be talking about abundance today. But before we do that, we do want to mention again that there may be in the future some pre-recorded videos come out. If I'm down for whatever reason, or if we have a snowstorm that we can't get up here or something, whatever the reason may be, it'll come out at the same time as the live show just do. But we want to make sure that you're aware that those might come out from time to time. Hopefully not very often, but from time to time, just to still have something going on here, even if something happens that we can't do it live. Really don't have many more announcements this week. Like I said, we want to welcome all of you here, welcome all the light spirits here, and we'll get right into it today. Any questions or comments, please make sure you type them in. And we've learned, I guess I ought to say this, we've learned that the comments and questions on the live stream, we can get into them, but they're not showing up after the live session's done. They're not showing up for other people to see. So, but I can get into them through my dashboard on YouTube. So don't be afraid to do that. And some of them may not even show up if you comment after the fact. They may not show up. They may only come to me, and we're looking into how to get that corrected. So, because I realized here a while back that somebody had commented, and I had never realized they commented because it never came through the way I thought it was going to come through. So it did get answered, but it didn't. It didn't come through as normal, what we thought would be the normal way. So, with that said, let's go ahead and pray to your deity and get ready to accept today's message. So, whatever your deity is, you sit where you are, relaxing and finishing up your prayer. Let's just start to relax. Get a moment of relaxation so that whatever it is that you are to receive today is received and brought into you. Starting at the top of your head, relax your scalp and your temples. Relax your forehead and take that crease out from in between your eyes. As you relax your eyebrows, relax your eyes and your cheekbones, relax your jawbone, and let that tongue fall to the bottom of your mouth. Keeping your posture as straight as possible so the energies can go up and down your energy portals or your chakras, whatever you might want to call them. Go ahead and relax your ears and your neck and drop your shoulders away from your ears. Relax your upper arms and your elbows. Relax your lower arms, your wrists, hands, and fingers. Relax your upper back and your chest. Then relax your belly and your lower back. As you sink into whatever it is you're sitting on today, relax your buttocks and your hips without forcing yourself into what you're sitting on. Just relax into it. Relax your upper arms or your upper legs, your knees, your lower legs, your ankles, feet, and toes. With each breath out, continue to relax whatever's next. And just take a few moments now to relax into the acceptance and being able to receive what it is for the day. As you come out of your relaxing state, come back to the room that you're in. Be part of this gathering today as you receive what it is that you need, whatever resonates with you, and what doesn't you don't need to keep right away. To come back into the room you're in and be ready for whatever it is. Give yourself to the universe, to your deity, to whomever. Okay, so today we're talking about abundance. Well, let me tell you how this came about. I was watching some social media stuff, and came to my attention that there's a lot of people out there right now talking about abundance. Now, maybe there has been in the past, and I just haven't paid attention, or I haven't been watching it as closely, or whatever. But there's a lot of people talking about abundance out there, and the vast majority of them talk about abundance as money. So, what is abundance to you? Just think about that. Think about that deeply. And what I mean by deeply is all the way down to your soul. What really is abundance? If your abundance is only a money, then I would disagree with you. I would say that that is tying you to a third dimension and not to spirit. I would say that that is tying you to the innate, what Buddhists would call suffering in this dimension. You're always chasing the next dollar. You're always chasing the next whatever it is you can buy with that dollar or whatever currency you use. And for most people, from what they're talking about on the internet, is more, 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 more. And I don't hear anybody, maybe I'm listening to the wrong people, but I don't hear anybody saying that to be thankful for what we have when it comes to when they're talking about abundance. There are people out there that may talk about being thankful, but they're not saying the people talk about abundance and not saying anything about thanking yourself, thanking spirit, thanking your higher power, thanking whomever it might be for what you already have. So I can't tell you what abundance is to you. I can tell you what I think abundance is for me. But I feel that I have great abundance right now, and I live on very little cash, very little income. But what do I have? I have all the necessities of life. I have a relationship with my spirit, a relationship with the higher power, my deity, which, by the way, is not separate from me. My deity is in me. I am part of my deity. And so I think I can sum this up real fast and say, for me, abundance is abundance of spirituality and balance of what needs to be done in the third dimensional world and what needs to be done with spirit. That may lead to other things. That may lead to a little more cash in your pocket. That may lead to having a better place to live. That may lead to all kinds of things. But I think that for the most part, we have to get out of this thinking that abundance is only three-dimensional. It's quite the contrary. We talked one other time, I believe, and if we didn't, I'm saying it again now, that we are not a body with a soul or a body with a spirit. We are a spirit or soul with a body. And I bring that up I bring that up for one reason. I grew up thinking I was a body with a soul. And when I realized that it was the other way around, it's like my next question and my next thought was, how many other things do I look at backwards? So, are we looking at abundance backwards? Are we looking at success backwards? Are we concentrating too much on one and not getting the balance that we need? Are we doing a lot of other things backwards? Concentrating on what needs done in the third dimension and not saying bringing spirit with you while you're doing it. That would be balance. That would be putting spirit first. So I think that we have to look at, each person has to deep down think about this, contemplate it, do a contemplative meditation, do a transcendental meditation to get more contact with your higher power, with your spirit, to get to your own answers, because those answers may surprise you. It may be that what you're looking for is in spirit and not in the third dimension, and you're missing it. It is said that even most, if not all, disease or emotional trauma can be healed through spirit. And if that's the case, then we should be concentrating on that. I even have one lady who says that you can regenerate a finger if you have the right understanding and the right direction from spirit. Doesn't mean that you can get it every time. It means that you have to have that much faith. It doesn't mean about belief. Belief is in the head, faith is in the heart. Belief is something that you believe in, but you don't necessarily have faith that it's happening. So faith is in the heart. Faith is the knowing, or helps to create the knowing when you put it in your heart. Belief is usually what somebody else has told you to believe, not what you have faith in. So we can do anything with faith. We can create the abundance that we are supposed to have. It was brought to my attention this morning that because we incarnate into this world for a reason, what if our reason in this incarnation was lack of abundance? To feel that lack of third dimensional abundance, you can always, always, always get spiritual abundance. But what you were supposed to experience, the trauma, the emotion of the lack of third dimensional abundance. Maybe that is your lesson in this incarnation. We don't know, because of the veil of forgetfulness and the free will that is given to us. We don't always know what we are here for. If we do the right meditations, if we get in touch with spirit, if we have the faith in spirit and deity, yes, we can experience what we are supposed to. And if we are not supposed to move on from that, we're not going to. If we are supposed to grow from that, we're always going to grow. But if we're supposed to grow out of that and into a different stage of abundance, then that's what we'll do. Keep in mind that part of this is your thought. If you constantly say to yourself, I am not going to be able to do this. I am not going to be able to make this kind of money. I am not going to be able to bring about a healing. I am not going to be able to do this. You get back what you put out. So if you say, I'm not going to, then you're not going to get it. If you say, I am going to, then it may not happen immediately, but it will come. And you have to be patient. You have to continue. Let's remember one thing. Destruction is faster than building. I can go out and take a building somebody has built and take a wrecking bar to that and have it down in a day. But it might take me 5 years to rebuild it. So you have to understand that building your faith, building your reconstruction of your body, your healing, is going to take longer than when you destroyed it. For instance, You stop running for about 2 weeks, and your legs stop being as strong. Your sugar might start going up. Whatever other ailments you have start getting worse. And they go like boom within 2 weeks, within a week. Then it takes you 6 months to get back to where you were. And it becomes very discouraging. And when it gets discouraging, we as humans, most of us, like to give up. Like I say, bump it. I'm never going to get there. Again, I'm not going to get there. Instead of saying, I'm going to persevere through this and I am going to get it. I am going to make this work. I have faith in my deity. I have faith in spirit that they will help me and I can get through this if I do this in a spiritual way, if I do this in a patient way. I get what I put out. So it all comes back to everything comes together that we talk about. So how do you get abundance? How do you rebuild things? How do you keep the faith? How do you do everything and get him back into balance? For me, it's meditation. I speak of meditation constantly. Meditation is the end all be all to me. Meditation is the master healer. Meditation is a master balancer. Meditation is a master of everything because it gets you in touch with spirit. Spirit is what we are. We are not this flesh and blood. We are spirit that is experiencing this flesh and blood. So therefore, getting in touch with spirit is the best way. There are other ways to help yourself balance. Yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong, all are about balance. And it's not about necessarily balancing, and you can't see my leg, but it's not about balancing on one leg. Now, don't worry about it. Not about balancing on one leg or whatever. It's about balancing you, bringing you into balance. And when you're in balance, then you can then become one with your higher power, one with your spirit, and be more significant with all that. So, meditation, balancing practices are all very important. It doesn't mean that you don't go out and have a job and make your living. It doesn't mean that you sit on your couch and do your Tai Chi or your meditations and don't ever have to go to work. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying don't make your whole life or your aspirations all around the money. I don't even listen to these people on social media anymore when they talk about abundance because it's just a misconception to me. It's a clickbait, as you will. It's saying, watch me, I'm going to get you this. And then people say, I didn't get it, so I'm not worth it. Now that lowers your vibration. I'm worthless. I must be doing something wrong. Lowers your vibration. And you're looking outside of yourself to have help. You're looking outside of yourself for happiness because think money will make you happy. You think a new car will make you happy. You think a new house will make you happy. All these different material things you believe are going to make you happy. And what makes you happy is being in touch with spirit. And when you lose track of that, you start wandering through life without the proper design, without the proper aspirations. And that is what we're looking for. We're looking for balance from spirit to incarnation. We're looking for balance of healing. We're looking for the balance of all kinds of general things. While we still do, as I said before, we still haul firewood and carry water. We still go to our jobs and make the money to pay the gas bill, to pay the electric bill, but we don't dwell on that. We are thankful that we have the ability to do that. We are thankful we can go to work. We are thankful we have the gas in our house to heat the house. We are thankful that we have the electricity. We are thankful that we have a car, but we're not dwelling on everything that has to be a little bit better. The more you dwell on that, the more out of balance you get. Doesn't mean you don't plan, doesn't mean you don't do things accordingly. It just means that you don't want to dwell on it. You want to meditate. You want to let spirit guide you. You want to let deity guide you. You want to let anything that needs to happen through the guidance of spirit, not through the guidance of your third dimensional mind. So I think I'm running a little early today, but that's okay. Do we have any comments back there by chance? She's been watching the camera and hasn't been watching you folks, which is fine. So we're done a little early today, which is great. But I invite you to sit back and do some contemplating on what abundance really means, and try to get out of the third dimensional abundance and into abundance of spirit, which ultimately brings the not the feeling, but the being of love, the state of being of love. And that will create all the abundance you need at any given time. So with that said, and we have no comments or questions today, we thank you for being here. And we ask that you pass this on to other people, share it, subscribe if you aren't subscribed yet, and ring the bell, give us a thumbs up. Please leave us some comments so we know where you want to go next or in the future. And stay spiritual in everything you do. Until next week, goodbye.